Welcome back to Winthrop Close-Up. I'm Adriana Bradley. One local business has gone through some changes to draw in more people from the campus community. One recent show had a definite Winthrop flavor. Ted Patterson has the story.
The Firewater 110 offers their stage to many different performers, especially comedians. Recently, they featured two comedians in the most racist show on earth, with Winthrop University ties, including former student Eric Shun.
I was like, well, I fit the description. I'm a race, so let me join the most racist show on earth.
There was also a surprise connection to Winthrop from one of the other comedians.
Actually, my wife graduated from Winthrop in 2002 and 2004, and she actually performed at Firewater 110, which was then the money. That's crazy. I'm on the same stage that she was.
With all their experience, doing stand-up for good crowds or bad, Eric Shun lives by one rule.
It's fun. If you find whatever creative outlet that you need to do in life to get through the day, to get through the month, to get through the year, do what makes you happy.
There was a reason for hosting the most racist show on earth.
I had a lot of comedians of all different nationalities, and I felt that we weren't exactly getting a fair shake in like major comedy clubs. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it myself by bringing all these different nationalities of comedians. The audience was comprised of all different nationalities themselves, so it's kind of just, in a weird way, bringing everyone together. So it kind of just evolved into that.
One thing for sure, laughter sounds the same no matter what the race is. I'm Ted Patterson reporting for Winthrop Close-Up.
To find out more about the Race Show on Earth, check out their website at mrsoe.com. Another way the Winthrop community shows pride for diversity is through dance. Susan Clark tells us more.
The Delta Sigma Theta sorority, in collaboration with the Multicultural Student Council, held an event called Dancing with Diversity. The goal of the event was to educate students about different cultures by way of dancing.
We didn't want to do a lecture because a lot of students get that in class, and we wanted them to be able to learn it and stick with something so they can go teach their friends how to do it.
After a brief history of dance, students were shown the steps by an instructor and began practicing. Highlighted dances were reggaeton, African, and Indian.
I think it was the Zonto and then the Indian dance that I really connected to. I couldn't really get to the reggae because I couldn't get it down, but I really liked the Indian. I liked the Lotus part.
The president of the Multicultural Student Council was pleased with the outcome.
I think it was a great turnout. We had all different types of students, all different type of classifications here, races, culture.
Did students learn anything by attending the event?
Overall, I think it was really good because I feel like we learned about different cultures. It's not just like hip hop or square dancing or something. It's just like cultures that we really wouldn't have known about if we wouldn't have came.
That's exactly what Delta Sigma Theta and MSC were hoping for. Students found out that dancing is a great way to learn about a new culture. I'm Susan Clark, reporting for Winthrop Close-Up.
For more cultural events, see the Winthrop Events calendar on the campus website. Kickstarter is a relatively new website aimed to help artists and designers fund projects that may have otherwise gone unnoticed. Working with Amazon, Kickstarter takes in pledges toward each project's financial goal. Once a goal has been reached, Kickstarter then collects the money and divides it out accordingly. Projects can expect to receive 90% of the money collected, so creators should plan accordingly. Kickstarter's success rate can vary depending on the project type, but the website offers advice and tips on how to bring in sponsors. For more information, check out www.kickstarter.com. The Winthrop University Vision of Praise is hosting their Sunday Best competition in Tillman Auditorium on October 28th at 5 p.m. The event costs $2 for students and $5 for the public. A portion of the proceeds will go to Relay for Life in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's all for this week's Arts and Entertainment. Tune in next week to get an eyeful of Winthrop's new music trend. After the break, we'll bring you news from around the globe.
I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Every time I close my eyes, what you see, I see my name is
And that's where babies come from. Any more questions?
Now for a look at what's happening around the world. Cuba is easing travel restrictions on its citizens. Cubans looking to travel abroad will no longer be required to buy a travel permit and obtain a letter of invitation. Under the new requirements, travelers will only need a valid passport and an entry visa for their destination. The new change, however, does not mean that anyone wanting to travel will get a passport. Would-be travelers will still be subject to the requirements of Cuba's migration law.
Even your fat cells need sleep. A new study finds that not getting enough sleep can harm them, leading to serious health problems. University of Chicago researchers collected abdominal fat tissue from 7 healthy young men and women after testing them for several days and nights in a sleep lab. They discovered sleep deprivation reduces the ability of fat cells to respond to the hormone insulin, which is crucial for regulating energy storage and use. Over time, this could lead to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and other problems.
Portugal's finance minister says failure to stick with the latest austerity plan could be catastrophic for that country. Lisbon is bracing for more public unrest. After Parliament unveiled a budget with the biggest tax hikes yet under the country's bailout program, about 2,000 protesters gathered in Portugal's capital following weekend demonstrations. Critics say Portugal's 2013 budget could make its recession even worse.
It's been nearly a decade since what many consider to have been Spain's worst environmental disaster. In November 2002, the oil tanker Prestige was caught in a fierce storm. The ship received a gash in its single hull, and its cargo of 70,000 tons of fuel oil started gushing out. 2 days later, the ship sank off the northwest coast of Spain. The result, a massive oil spill that affected hundreds of kilometers of coastline in the region. The trial is just beginning for the ship's captain and others who are charged with environmental crimes.
Thank you for tuning in this week. Tune in next week to see if you're prepared for the zombie apocalypse.
If you have comments or suggestions, email us at winthropcloseup@winthrop.edu or the Winthrop Closeup Facebook page.